during my one of my lectures, I was asked about, or it was more so brought to my attention. Um, well, you could say asked, because I believe the individual was asking about narcissists evolving, and that do they evolve based on each particular source that they come across? And something very interesting to take into account is that um, with the state of a narcissist's emotional IQ being in arrested development, there's a lot of lacking, and I think some of that may even spill over into their IQ intelligence as well, because they have a deficiency in cognitive functioning. So there's going to be somewhat some effects in the IQ intellectual department as well. But as far as them evolving, as far as them creating and making themselves uh, to be able, I guess, making themselves suitable or more tolerable through deception and masking for the next victim is indeed quite possible. And also, I would like to mention that um, the narcissist is always at a disadvantage when it comes to normal people. Okay? We always have the advantage over them. We're just not tuned into the manipulation that is being, or the games that is being ran on us. Okay? The narcissist has a completely different objective. And when we um, engage these individuals and we're giving them the benefit of the doubt that they are just as we are, this is where we run into that mistake. Okay? This is where we are compromised by these individuals who are narcissists, because they are not as we are and they do not have the same objectives or the same needs, wants, etc. in any way. These individuals are self-serving. It's all about fun, or the experience for them has nothing to do with you. So while they may come across multiple sources, each source that they encounter, they learn a little bit more. They gain a little bit more. Okay? This is why you see a lot of these type of individuals frequenting as many different sources online, and on YouTube, etc. And it's nothing wrong with getting knowledge or whatnot, but it is about the intent of what it's used for. The narcissist has to use it to stay relevant to normal people. Okay? I'll say that again. The narcissists use all this information and studies so much to stay relevant to normal people, so that they are able to acquire and stay within the loop of normality as much as possible, to acquire at least new sources, to be of interest to new sources. Because once the source, the normal individuals get a certain level of understanding of how these narcissistic individuals function, they'll be easy and easier to spot. Well, narcissists know this. These individuals know these things. And they know that they have to customize or alter their ways, thinking, and behaviors ever so much to where normal people feel as though they are just like them. Okay? So that means, yes, they're going to be looking at videos on narcissism, studying different things about narcissism, learning the jargon, uh, learning the phases and steps to emotional abuse and psychological abuse and all of these things that coincide with narcissistic personality disorder. Okay, so once the narcissist has encountered one individual who was, you know, um, a source, they learn what and what not to do with the next source. Not that they learn how to correct their behavior and be different, but more so how to use the information and the experience from the last failed source to acquire and stay hidden more with the next source. A lot of people say, well, Quinn, why do I see they got the next source and this next source they've been with for a while? Because through these experiences, they are gaining and acquiring knowledge. Okay? They're gaining and acquiring knowledge. Now, it's what they do with that knowledge that still makes them just as diabolical as they always have been. Okay? And that's because the purpose of it is not to assimilate into normal functioning society where people are normal at least, but it's to gain an advantage, gain the upper hand, gain this quote unquote type of power that they feel that they have or can use over other people to get what they want, to have the control, to have the advantage, etc., and so forth and so on. Okay? So, yes, these individuals that are narcissists are always seeking, plotting, and trying to get an advantage so that they can blend in undetected a lot smoother with the next source so that it becomes a lot even more harder for the next source or any other potential source to figure them out. They'll portray the role as a victim or a past victim that was involved with the narcissist themselves, even though they are the narcissist. Again, like I said, they'll use the jargon. They'll use all of the phrases and terminologies that you've become accustomed and acquainted with from your studies and researches on your own. They'll be using just as well. They'll be giving bogus stories of how they went through the same thing. You hearing something that is familiar based on the communities that you frequent to gain the knowledge about narcissism, you'll feel as though you have met another survivor. When in fact, this is just a narcissist who has evolved with the knowledge on how to acquire new sources and to be better undetected at it. This is just something that's going to go on. This is something that you have to be aware of. Okay? Narcissists have to stay in the loop. They have to stay relevant to normal functioning people. If not, it almost becomes impossible for them to acquire new sources if they stay the same, if they stay with the same routines. So the tactics, the manipulation, and these things and so forth do evolve. It has to. They have to have a new version, a new face of the disorder for each different source. That's all I have to say for this video. Hit the like button if you like the video. Make sure you definitely subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Also, share the video. Some people need to hear this. You may never know, this might be just the thing that they need to wake them up. Okay? Definitely share the videos. Definitely like any one-on-one or personal consultations. You can visit the website asscgroup.com. And also, if you haven't got my award-winning documentary, don't sleep on that. Please go get that. Departure of Empathy. Really put in a lot of things on there. I'll leave that in the description box along with uh, the academy. Well, it's the anti-narcissist awareness training ebook. It's a course. I'll leave that in the description box. You can get both of those things. Click on the link. They're all digital formatted. Anyway, till next time, everyone, enjoy yourselves, love yourselves, be mindful, keep your mind sharp. I'll talk soon. Bye now.